We're back on the Lynn Hayes Freeland Show. Blaine Jones is our guest. I want to go back to the day that this happened in school. Now, we've talked about your son. We've talked about this other kid who's new to the district. So clearly he didn't have his boys or whatever with him.
He was trying to recruit some young racists to be with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what happened? I mean, what was the attitude in the cafeteria at that point when this all when he starts this?
Based on what my son tells me, my son said that when it first happened, he was a little bit silent. But then when the kid said, I said it, I called you the N-word, what are you going to do about it? My son's word was flabbergasted. He said everyone was flabbergasted because it was the end of the lunch period. Everyone was in a good mood, about to go back to class, and then this kid brings this, and everyone was just stunned. That's what my son said about all of his classmates. And, you know, listen, the school did their thorough investigation. They know what he said. He said what he said to my son. But, you know, Lynn, like I said, this is the bigger issue of bullying. Who hasn't experienced bullying?
Right.
Whether it's your older cousin, somebody's bullied you. And what did it make you feel like? It made you feel helpless. It made you feel insignificant. And that's what bullies thrive on. But when you stand up to the bully, they don't want that. They want soft targets. There are always going to be soft targets. That's why you have the administrators, to protect the soft targets. If the administrators aren't protecting the soft targets, what are they there for? Because I think there has to be a comprehensive approach to learning. Number one, you want good test scores. You want to make sure that your kids are learning. But number two, you want them to go to a safe environment. So yes, we're achieving that where we live, the first part, but we're woefully failing the second part because they don't want to report the truth. They don't want to try to really help families. Out of the 10 families that came to my home on Sunday, 4 of them have applied to transfer to a different district. People that we've known, good people that we've known since kindergarten, their kids, they said their kids are worn out. Their kids are worn out.
Now, you know, and I believe I said this to you before, that an inside source within the district
I love this
has said to me that there's no record of any complaints.
Okay, I thought you were going to say that part about racism isn't illegal.
Oh, well, we could say that too. We could say that too.
Think about that. Think about that attitude. And there's no record of complaints in terms of people complaining about bullying and racism. I stand here. Matter of fact, where's the camera? They're lying. They're lying. I've spoken to the families. They're lying. And I'm going to expose them for their lies.
Now, in light of what you just brought up, which was a part of a communication that I received from inside the district, and that was they want to focus on the physical altercation.
Is that what they want to focus on?
It is.
Okay.
It
because
is.
They don't have the guts. They don't have the
get.
guts to focus on what precipitated that. It's not like you have these kids just lashing out. What precipitated that? The nasty language, the bullying. It's easy to say, don't put your hands on them, don't do this. But what brought that kid to this point? Not just my son, but many of these kids. What brought them to that point? The first part. But they don't have the guts to address it.
Which really brings, while the N-word was a part of this confrontation, it really comes down to bullying.
That's like I've said it a ton of times, and I've gotten so much positive feedback and responses from San Francisco, New Orleans, Texas, you name it. I've gotten so many responses because everyone can remember, no matter how old you are, but you can remember that moment when you were on the playground or you were at a friend's house and you were bullied.
Sure.
And no one likes that feeling.
And now you're at that crossroad. What do I do? Well,
you know what, Lynn? I came to that crossroads and I had to decide, do I want to expose my private life? And I thought to myself, if I don't know if this issue will ever be addressed properly. So I'm hoping that people understand I'm using this platform that I've been blessed with to expose administrations that aren't doing right by our kids and providing a safe environment. And I will continue to do so.
You and your wife had this meeting with the administration. It goes how you.
It was a farce because they had made their decision, and it was a lazy, weak, poorly thought out decision.
And has there been any follow-up from there? Have they followed up and said?
They haven't said a word.
You know, Mr. Jones, we're going to add racial sensitivity.
They haven't said a word. In fact, in the meeting, they asked me. I used to do their racial sensitivity, this thing called the True Grit program. I used to do it. Would you believe that in the meeting, they asked me if I'd come back and do it? I'm like, you guys are completely tone deaf. You don't get it. So let me get this straight. The guy's father that you just suspended for 3 days is going to teach the diversity class.
Right.
You guys. I told him I'll never set foot in this place to do anything. Yeah, they have no clue. They're clueless. They're incompetent. And that's one of the things that we're going to complain about, that they're incompetent when it comes to the issue of diversity and racial inclusion and also providing a safe environment against bullying.
We only have a couple minutes left. So in Pittsburgh, there's the Pittsburgh School Board. That kind of oversees what happens in the schools.
Right.
There's a South Fayette School Board?
That's correct. And,
have you heard from any of them?
Yes, we have, and we're hoping we're going to be at that school board meeting in full force and unison, and I'm hoping that the media will come, and we're going to bring out some very uncomfortable truths. And there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, because I'm going to be there talking to them, and I'm going to let them know what I think. I've already told the superintendent what I think. I'm unimpressed. And as far as the principals, I'm unimpressed. And I'm going to have people there, and we're going to tell the stories that they've gone through and how they've basically been brushed aside.
And what's your message to the other families? Because I'm guessing you've heard from some.
So many.
But there's
so
probably,
many.
we only got about a minute left.
My message is, please contact me, because I want to do all I can to help you, because you should have the sense of peace when you send your kid to send your child to school. You shouldn't have this feeling of he's constantly being bullied for whatever reason. Please contact me. I will do all I can to help you. I have some avenues that I think will be beneficial.
Perfect. Thanks so much for sharing your story today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Lynn. I always love being on.
You know, there's always, this is the other side of Blaine Jones that you don't always see in those little snippets in the news. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to introduce you to this week's waiting child, so stick around.